How's it going? Quick aquaponic update. It's been a bit over 2 weeks, so I should really get to one. Rightio, the Shade House has had an extra run of 90% just over the fish tank, just to take some sting out of the sun. The lid here has been tidied up, the weed mat's taken off and some shade cloth's gone on there. And I'm going to line underneath with some black plastic, just to, the perch are getting a little bit skiddy again. I think too much light's getting in there, so to make them more comfortable, I'll put that on there. They're feeding rather well, their feeding's picked up right up. I'll just give you a look at what we're feeding them. They're getting a mix of floating and sinking pellets, so this stuff is pretty much all made from bycatch, from the fishing industry. We're trying to get them onto the worms and the black soldier fly larvae, but that's going to take time to breed them up. So we'll use this for now, and we'll also use it to supplement in the future. So they're getting about 1/8 of a cup of that a day, about that much in the morning and that much at night. And the goldies down here are getting about the same amount as well, so they're really hoeing through it. The air pump stuffed up on me, so I had to go out and buy a new air pump. Someone turned the power off. That's not the new one, that's the old one. The power got turned off and water went back down and wrecked one of these little valves. So I've opened her up and had a look, and I can't work out why it's not working, so we've only got one outlet working at the moment. So I'm going to have to replace this, sorry Mark. This is going under the house. It's too low to store the air compressor in. I'm going to store this and put this under the house, and I'll put all my paints and chemicals in it so little fingers can't get to it. And I'm bringing out a cabinet I picked up on Curbside Cleanaway, hard rubbish collection someone just dumped. It looks like a film drying cabinet with a heater in the bottom, so it's got high shelves. I'll put the compressors up high so we don't have that problem again. I mean, it's one of the first things I was told when we started fish tanks years ago. Always keep your compressor higher than the tank, but yeah, I didn't listen. Oh, I did listen, but I have nowhere really high enough to put it. So the other thing I'm going to do is try and make a venturi. I'll probably do a clip on that, and I'll show you how I make up a little venturi. What that does is just drags oxygen down into the water. This one I'm going to make one with as fewer obstructions as possible, so it doesn't impede the flow of the water too much, put too much of a load on the pump. So I'll whack that together and put a clip up on that. The fishies are happy. Oh, the pH and the nutrients. We did a test the other day and the ammonia was 0.5, the nitrates were trace, nitrates were 10 part per million, the pH was 6.2, so I did a bit of a test, and what I did was I topped up the tank with about 200, close to 250 litres of water, and did the test again. The nitrates were still trace, the ammonia was still 0.5, but funnily enough the nitrates jumped up to 15 parts per million, so I really need to get some more plants in here sucking that nitrate out so it doesn't get too high. So obviously the water, my theory was the smaller the volume of water, the more concentrate the nutrients were going to be, but it didn't work out that way. 250 litres in a 1600 litre system really didn't make too much of a difference at all. So anyway, I'm really going to have to plan out some more plants here to get rid of the nutrient load. I'll show you what I had planted out this week, or in the last couple of weeks since the last update. I've got one over the back here, 2 and 3 capsicums or sweet peppers. They came from a mix Watsuma Doing gave me. Thank you. So there are 7 different types of capsicums in one mix, so they're a bit of a crapshoot at the moment. See what's going to come up with those guys. Warrigal greens, I got some seed from Joy. Thank you very much, Joy. And then someone gave me some cuttings from the community garden, so I thought they'd actually died, but they've just bounced right back and thriving. They're going to have to be moved out of here because these guys pretty much will take over. They're a great, Warrigal greens are a great spinach replacement for subtropical areas like here, because normal spinach ends up bolting to seed too quickly. This is an indigenous plant to this area of the world. I think it's also found in New Zealand. I'm not too sure whether it's native to there or here, but it's found in this region. So that pretty much will taste like spinach, has the same flavour. So we've been using a fair bit of that from the community garden, so I'm glad we got that. The plants I planted out is some more Thai basil. That's come from Grace from the Share the Seeds as well, so thank you, Grace. And I was doing a bit of a cuttings project to make up some free gifts for people for Christmas, and the ones I did in the soil aren't working too crash hot, so Hitman suggested I try doing some cuttings and putting them straight into the aquaponics, so thanks mate, they actually look a lot better than the ones in the soil. This one doesn't look too happy, but the other 4 here do. They look fairly happy. So I think I might do cuttings this way from now on and forget the soil. We'll just see what happens. Also did 3 lavender, 1 there, 2 there. He's actually bounced back. He was looking pretty wilty yesterday. A 3rd one there, and I've got 4 rosemary. 1, 2, 3 and 4, so they're doing rather well. I've got 5 peat pots in here, so this is what I'm using them for. Karen sent these guys to me. I'm planting out seeds in them and then putting them straight into the aquaponics. It just means the cocoa peat will stay moist the whole time because they're just touching the bottom level of where the water is, so the seeds should be nice and happy in there. With the beetroot, I just scattered the seeds, but these guys are the kohlrabi, so those big plants up the back there, so you don't really just want to scatter seeds with those guys, you want some sort of placement. So I've got 5 in here, I got 2 in this bed, and I've got 3 in that bed. The other beauty of aquaponics is I've planted 2 closer together over here. So there's 1 there and 1 there. So when they shoot, all I have to do is just pick that up from the clay balls, put them somewhere else, and there'll be virtually no transplant shock whatsoever. So transplanting in aquaponics in these clay balls is so easy. You can just move plants around willy-nilly almost. I'm keeping 1 out. He's got the same kohlrabi in him, just as a bit of control. As a control, I'm going to plant him in one of the soil gardens, and we'll just see how he goes. Harvesting. We harvested a massive kohlrabi from here, and there's his replacement. He was a little bit bigger than this one here. This one's about 3/4 the size of the palm of my hand. It's a nice big one. He's almost the size of the palm of my hand, and tasted juicy. Better than I remember the soil ones tasting last year, so aquaponics may be the way to go with these guys. The kohlrabi's at different stages in here. There's a couple of different sizes, and the ones we have in the soil garden are actually only no bigger than a 50-cent piece, so just over 1 inch in diameter. Just to show you quickly too, Thomas, friend's son, there you are. That's you. My daughter made up some eggshell seed cups and put faces on them, and this one was Thomas. This one was planted in Thomas's egg, so you're going rather well, matey. Growing nice and big. Water chestnuts, these 2 are growing rather well. It's this one here, a bit hard with the sun, and this one here, they're putting on some nice growth. This one here and the other one over here, they're just starting to kick off this week, so we'll see what happens with them. Strawberries are going fantastic. We took off about 8 large ones from here last night, just mention them quickly. They'll probably go into our strawberry tower, but I'll show you where in a tick. And these are the bull's horn capsicums, so they're coming along nicely. Got heaps of new flowers on. That one looks a little bit starting to redden up, but he's not quite big enough. Heaps of new babies coming on and flowers, so very happy with that. He's really loved the aquaponics. There's a nice looking one in there. So these things here are fruit fly traps. They're used in organic gardening. They're a fairly new product on the market apparently. I've got a couple over here because this is our mango tree, and as you can see it's flowering. And around the side we have some small fruit set on that side over there, the northern facing side. So the reason I've gone commercial is I've tried vinegar and homemade traps. I've tried vinegar, Vegemite, my father's tried urine, fruit juices, the different yeasts, tried everything, and virtually, no luck with them whatsoever. And every year, because of all the dropped fruit around the neighbourhood, there's so many mangoes just falling and rotting, we end up inundated with fruit fly. So we virtually lose all our tomatoes and capsicums, or peppers and chilies. So I figure I'll try these commercial traps and see how they go. Just a heads up though, buy the refill, don't buy the actual traps. Make your own traps. Sorry company that sells these, but make up your own traps and just use the refill liquid, because they're going to really sting you harder than the fruit fly on the price of these traps. So you can make them up using jars with holes in them, or 1.25 litre soft drink or soda bottles, that sort of thing. So yeah, make them yourself, save a couple of bucks, and the environment, recycle. Just back around here, strawberry tower. I would like to take the strawberries out and put them in a tower. This is our line that goes to the fish tank, and I have a T coming off there that I no longer use. When we only had the one bed, I used that to alleviate the pressure of the water, so we didn't have too much water coming through. So what I can do is just turn that T around, run it up here, hang a strawberry tower off this section here, and might have to reinforce it, we'll see, and it can just flow straight back down into here, and the water will just fall directly back into the sump. So that was my idea for the strawberries, because that way I can get some more leafy greens in here. I think I'm pretty much all going to stay with the chard, some pretty manky, small looking chard that's picking up over there, and the kohlrabi, because the kohlrabi we hoe through quite a bit. We don't cook the kohlrabi, we just chop it up and use it in salads, so we use it as a cabbage substitute. So it tastes just like cabbage once it's all grated up. So, spoken at 100 miles an hour, and now I'm pretty much all done, I think. So any comments, questions, suggestions, drop them in the comments section below. I'd like to get back to you all. So I think that's pretty much all it. Hopefully next time you'll see a new backup cabinet for all the electrical work and a venturi and some more growth. So take it easy and have a great one. Catch ya.